Woody and Gorney back for another edition of our Pick Show. It's championship weekend. I don't know if you can hear the sirens, but people anxiously awaiting our picks. Our last real show of the year. We'll probably do some for the bowl games or whatnot, but nothing like this. So let's get right into it, Gorney. Friday night, Utah going to USC. No, they're going to Vegas, and it's going to be packed. There's going to be a ton of people there. USC a 2.5-point favorite. What do you think?
Yeah, Utah beat them out there, and that was the game where Lincoln Riley was very critical of the Pac-12 officials, which will be a common theme in the Pac-12. If anybody's ever watched a Pac-12 football game, that will be sort of an issue along the way. It's there are certain rules here. It's tough to beat the same team twice in a year. USC is a very good football team. The numbers are slightly in Utah's favor, but I'm going to take USC here. Don't forget, they were up late, early in the third quarter. They were up with 6 minutes to go. This is a Utah team that scored with less than a minute left and then went for 2 to win it. I'm going to take USC here. It's a payback game. I love Utah in these spots because they're going to come in incredibly prepared, but beating them twice is going to be tough. Small number. I'll take USC.
Yeah, and I think, unfortunately, Utah, boy, if they had just won that Florida game, which is some fluke fumbles, that's just a horrible loss for them. Now they might be in the playoff discussion, but I just have the most recent Utah game I really watched was the Oregon game, and the offense was just so bad. Now I know USC's defense is also bad, but to me, I just don't think that Utah can score with them again. Like you mentioned, the last game was kind of a fluke. The way it all went down, Utah got the win. That was at home. The Allegiant Airlines, whatever it's called. I wonder if they charge you to bring in a carry-on like they do on the flight. Oh, do you want some water? That would be extra.
Yeah, on Spirit, it's $89, but then it's $48 to sit down. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a toilet paper vending machine in the bathrooms, but yeah, give me the Trojans. Hey, listen, I'm front running, I'm riding high. I want to see USC in the playoff, and I would love to see the Pac-12 actually help one of their teams get to the playoff as opposed to cannibalizing each other. But like you said, watch out for those refs because they're so bad that it's not. They do not help either team. You just got to hope that the aggregate of them being bad ends up benefiting you in the end because they're just awful.
Right.
Every game is just a joke. All right. UCF and Tulane, the AAC championship, my alma mater. Oh, a prestigious alum of UCF, often invited back for speaking engagements and whatnot. The Knights are 4-point underdogs despite winning at Tulane just like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and this is, again, my theory. You can't beat a good team twice. Well, I'm taking UCF here. I'm going against my theory. This is a complete numbers game. Willie Fritz was, possibly looking at other jobs or being, entertained for other jobs. His focus was not on this completely all week, and I'm taking the Gus Bus +4. If you could get +4, that's a golden number there. It's also a flip game. The public loves Tulane coming off that win over Cincinnati. We've said all year this is not the same Cincinnati team. The money is on UCF. I'm taking UCF to the bank.
Yeah, let me tell you, last time they played, a lot of UCF fans were there, and trust me, you do not have to tell people from Orlando to go to Vegas or to New Orleans. They'll gladly go twice in a month. So watch out, Pat O'Brien's. It's going to be hopping. Give me the Knights. Give me the Knights to cover and win outright, and go lose by 1,000,000 points in whatever bowl game they go to, the Cotton Bowl or whatever. All right, Kansas State, TCU. This one for all the marbles for the Horned Frogs. They're 2.5-point favorites.
Yeah, this is a game I don't really love, and God, everything. There's sharp bets on Kansas State. There's the money, the flip, the whole thing. But all year, Vegas has been betting against TCU, and all year TCU has been not only covering but winning. This is essentially a bet that TCU is going to blow it here, and I just don't see it. Kansas State's a very good team. TCU has already beat them. It's a payback game. I get that, all those kinds of things. But TCU is a very good football team. I'm going to take them here. It's against every principle that I follow, but I don't think TCU is going to blow it. I think this is a different TCU team that's just not getting the credit that maybe they deserve.
I'm going to take Kansas State. So I watched this first game. Kansas State, I think they were up 28-10, cruising, and then every quarterback on their team got hurt. I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah.
happened. We follow these teams. We basically know every player in college football because of what we do for our job. And when Kansas State's third string quarterback came in, I was like, "Who is this
Who?
person? I've never heard this name before in my life." That's not going to happen this week. I like Kansas State. I like them to get the wins, play spoiler, and find a way to get Alabama into the playoff
Oh
because that's what
God.
the cartel. That's what they want to do. They want to do it. So I'm going to take that. LSU and Georgia, another home game for the Dogs here at
Yeah, yeah,
Mercedes-Benz.
another
They play
another
3 or
home
4
game
times
for
a
them,
year.
and I think it's going to play out that way. This is a huge number, which means you take it. Georgia is going to win this game 35-17. It's going to be comfortable. Worry about that backdoor cover because Brian Kelly, he knows the number. He's a smart guy. He's very wise to what's happening here. This is motivation. A big number like this is motivation for LSU. It doesn't matter. Georgia's coming in to make sure that they get the number one spot, that that there's no funny business here. I don't think LSU has the horses to keep up with them. Jaden Daniels was apparently in a boot early this week. I think this number could actually climb heading into the game. So if you can get 17.5, happily take it. Dogs and the over.
Yeah, I'm gonna take LSU on the back door. I'm gonna take Georgia first half. I've been Georgia's been killing me lately. I mean,
Yeah.
last week that Georgia Tech game, I mean, just sleepwalking. So I would like to see them come. I'd like to see them come and blow it out. I just think Daniels is hobbled. We've already saw one of Georgia's strengths is containing these quarterbacks that can run around. I mean, that's how they got Tennessee on their heels. So I love the way. Hey, look, I was the biggest Daniels fan all along. I'm glad he's had a great year, but I think it comes to an end here. Okay, Purdue and Michigan in the Big Ten championship game.
Yeah, I think this game is actually ugly. Maybe Purdue can keep it interesting, but Aiden O'Connell has been away from the team this week because of a family tragedy. Michigan, wants to make a statement. I just think Michigan's a very good football team. Maybe comes down a little bit after that Ohio State win and how they played, really feeling good about themselves. But I just don't think Purdue has the horses. I mean, there was basically like a four-way tie of very average teams to get into this game. Purdue lucked into it. Thank God it's indoors. So Jeff Brom could take off the 8 hats and coats and freezing cold weather and all that kind of stuff. I just don't think Purdue has any horses. So I think Michigan big, very comfortable, feels like that Michigan-Iowa game. And I'm going to take the Wolverines very, very big here. I think this is probably one of the easier games of the day.
All right, I'm gonna take Purdue once again on the back door. Listen, Michigan has been a lot of these games have been ugly, especially with Corum banged up. I like Donovan Edwards; he's been banged up at times as well. But yeah, give me Purdue just to get that backdoor cover. I like Michigan to win. All right, last game. We're gonna keep her under 10 minutes. Gorney, Clemson, North Carolina, ACC.
Yeah, this is a tricky one because there's a lot of talk about DJ possibly transferring now. So we'll see how that plays out. But I also think that North Carolina just screws themselves sometimes. And, the defense is not very good. Clemson's offense isn't really all that great either. I'm going to take Clemson here. Dabo is mad about the comments about his offense and this and that. If they can move the ball, it will be against North Carolina. I don't like the hook here, but I'm going to take Clemson -7.5. This could be a 31-21 kind of contest.
I'm actually gonna take North Carolina. Once again, if they could have done anything on offense last week, they win by multiple touchdowns. Instead, DJ couldn't complete a pass. I think he's gone, regardless of how this game goes. I don't
Yeah.
think he's going to the NFL. I think he's going to transfer somewhere and potentially play with his brother. I said that since the beginning of the year. So give me UNC to cover. I like Clemson to probably win a squeaker, but 7.5. You mentioned the hook. That's a tough one. So that's this week's show. We will have sporadic bowl picks, but we do both have a podcast. You can listen to the Respect My Decision podcast with Adam Gorney. You can listen to the Commitment Issues podcast with me. We're both on both of the shows, so it doesn't really matter. Subscribe on all the platforms, and we'll see you during bowl season. Thanks, Gorney.
See ya.